everyone. Welcome to Luna Negra Talks. This is Josie.
And this is E. Today's episode, I feel like it's going to be a little heavy, but also really real.
We'll be talking about emotions today. For example, feeling everything at once or sometimes nothing at all.
Yeah, and honestly, most of us weren't taught how to handle any of it. I feel like growing up, I dealt with a lot of anxiety and depression way before I even knew what that was. I remember growing up, I knew something was off. I would overthink everything, and there was times where I felt like I would disassociate and honestly feel nothing at all. And back then, it wasn't really understood. I felt like I would hear more of like, I want that day, or like, don't cry, get over it. And I get it now. A lot of it came from their own trauma, but it also taught me how to handle everything on my own. So even now as an adult, I'm still learning how to express what I feel and to be okay with asking for help. Because for the longest time, I felt like I had to deal with everything on my own. And now in life, I'm just learning how to be more gentle with myself and remind myself it's okay to feel. I don't know. I'm still figuring that part out, you know?
Yeah. And for me, it's learning to put a name to my emotion.
Mm-hmm.
And that itself is kind of hard.
No, for sure it is. I mean, if it were easy, we'd all be doing it by now.
Yeah, we would all be professionals.
Yeah. Just a reminder to be gentle with yourself for those reasons, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. Before we get into our questions, I feel like we should do a little icebreaker like last time.
Yeah.
So, question. If your current emotional state was a song,
Mm-hmm.
what song are you right now?
I would say you guys gotta listen to these songs afterwards, okay? I would say Viral Mentality by J. Cole.
Oof.
Because honestly, how long can I survive with this mentality?
Yeah.
You know? Snap, snap.
Yeah, I know. Snap, snap.
What about you?
J. Cole is one of my top artists for sure. I feel like probably Spies by Coldplay. If I'm honest, I don't even know what the song means, pero it just feels like me right now. Like a little lonely, a little paranoid, very self-aware, un poquito emo, un poquito emo. So yeah, for sure. Check out Spies by Coldplay and Vile Mentality by J. Cole. So, on to our questions. Do you feel too much lately, or do you feel like you don't feel enough?
I feel like I'm supposed to feel how I'm feeling right now.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel quite a bit, but I'm not absorbing everyone's energy and the world's energy, that I'm just not me, you know? I'm at the phase where I'm learning who I am. I'm learning how to carry myself the way that I want to be.
Yeah.
What about you? Do you feel like you feel too much or not enough lately?
Honestly, both. And I feel like that's what can make it really confusing. I I feel everything hella deep. I feel like I'm a depth person for sure. I overthink, I get overwhelmed. Everything just kind of hits, and then when it's way too much, I shut down. My mind, and my body are kind of like, yeah, we're done. Like we gotta numb this. It's too much, and I know it's trying to keep me safe, you know. So it could look honestly like I don't care, but really I just feel too fucking much sometimes.
Yeah. When did you realize no one really taught us how to deal with our emotions?
Look, um, Probably when I got with my girl, being loved for real, like truly being shown like that someone's gonna sit there with you and not judge you and continue to be by your side even on your darkest days. It opened something in me, and I felt overwhelmed. I felt everything. I even the good shit, even the good feelings just felt too much. Like like whoa, like where's this coming from? I've never felt this. This is too much. And it just made me realize, like, really sit there and be like, damn, like, I don't know how to handle freaking emotions, let alone do I know how to feel loved, you know?
Yeah.
And and I be and I used to be so fucking angry with the world and with myself, and I used to numb a lot, you know, shut down. So when something real came, it was almost like, what the hell, this is kind of scary. This I'm afraid to get hurt, you know? And that's when I knew I don't want to keep crashing out. I don't want to keep crashing out on her or my son or you or myself because, you know,
Yeah.
none of us deserve that. What about you? Like when do you feel like you realize that no one really taught us how to deal with our emotions?
Honestly, I think that just kind of started
Yeah.
when I turned 25.
Hmm.
I'm in the process of learning how my body feels and reacts to different things. Um, I always kind of knew that I didn't really know how to deal with that with my emotions.
Hmm.
And I honestly didn't know that there was a lot of emotions. I literally thought there was like three. I thought there was just like anger, sadness, and joy. I didn't think that there was like a whole fucking wheel. And as an adult, it's just about experiencing life and, you know, noticing when you're feeling a certain emotion. So if you're kind of just learning what type of emotions there is, and I would say just kind of search it up and have it on your wallpaper. That way
Yeah.
that way if you know like you're feeling like triggered, or if you're feeling happy, or if you're feeling like sadness, what other emotion is connected to that, and that can kind of help you and guide you through what you might be able to work on,
Hmm.
you know. I'm just learning how to work with my emotions as well.
What does being triggered feel like to you versus your intuition?
I feel like trigger to me feels instant. I feel something rising in my body, almost like when you drink a shit ton of coffee and then you kind of get jittery and you get
Yeah.
clammy and you get like almost like a little nauseous, you know, when you overdo it and stuff. That's how it
Yeah.
feels in my body. It feels like what's going on, you
Hmm.
know. um Intuition to me feels a little more safer and calmer. What about you? What does being triggered feel like to you versus your intuition?
For sure, being triggered feels like instant. It feels fast. Like my body reacts way before my brain. I feel like in these moments, like when I'm triggered, I get tense, I get irritated, I get really overwhelmed. And honestly, at times I shut down just because I feel like your body gets put in the past, or something old got touched that you haven't healed. Intuition is different. It feels quiet. It feels calm. It's like a deep, this ain't right, or like watch out for this energy, you know? But it's not scary. It's not panic, and it's not spiral. It's I really had to learn that my anxiety was not my intuition, porque that shit would confuse me for a really long time.
Why do you think it's so hard to ask for help even now?
Man, yeah, that's hard. You know, that's hard. I think because I got used to doing everything on my own. At first, I think it felt like a strength that I could do everything on my own. Like, ooh, watch me. I could do all this shit on my own, you know, like if that was a fucking strength. But now that I really sit down and think about it, I think it was just survival. And when people haven't really shown up for you before, you kind of stop expecting them to. So asking for help feels uncomfortable as fuck, if I'm being honest. Like, trust issues too, you know, like what if they ain't got me the way, you know, I thought, or like what if they let me down? Like, truly asking for help is like opening that door to these possibilities of someone fucking you over. And yeah, then I realized I got some trust issues I'm working on. But yeah, I think I just learned sometimes it was easier to deal with it on my own than ask for help.
Yeah.
What about you? Do you find it hard to ask for help?
Yeah, because I never practiced. I want to start practicing how to ask for help.
Yeah.
Um, in a way to ask, like to, in a way to practice that would be me asking somebody, even if it's something that I can do. Like, can you vacuum today for me? Even though I can do it all by myself. But it's more of the practice of me just saying it out loud and
Yeah.
communicating that with somebody else. And then obviously that would just get easier and easier over time. But since I haven't practiced it, it's not a thing yet. What has actually helped you start learning how to feel in real life?
I think slowing down because when I stay busy, I feel like I don't gotta deal with anything that's going on around me. But when I slow down, man, that's when everything comes back up. And I've been trying not to run away from that, you know, not to trying to run away from the calm and the quiet and you know, I feel like also being around people who don't make you feel dumb for having emotions. And I feel like that's helped me be more real instead of like shutting down, you know?
Yeah.
Like I feel like the opposite to my bad toxic trait, which was shutting down, is now realizing I just need to slow down.
Yeah.
Yeah, what about you? Like, what's actually helped you start learning how to feel?
Um, being more present in things that I'm doing.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that I'm doing. Just taking care of like my mind a little more, taking care of my home a little more,
Yeah.
my business, because mentally I'm not where I was before, so I can do these things now. And that's enough for me right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What has it been like for you learning to take accountability but still being kind to yourself?
Um, for me, learning to take accountability would be more like stepping back and viewing the actions that I've done,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's where I can take accountability because you can't just like blame everybody else for the way that things went down. I know
Yeah.
some situations were like probably very traumatic and that shit can fuck up your nervous system and everything. But if you don't know how to deal with your emotions or the lack of knowledge that you may have, maybe now, it might have been in the past, then I feel like that just affects the way that you are with others.
Yeah.
And yeah, for me would be take accountability for the things that I had contributed to without me realizing that I was contributing to those things.
Yeah.
And as where I'm at right now that I can see that and take accountability off of that, I have to give myself grace because sometimes only time shows you it.
Yeah.
Like it's literally just time. So you can't just like shit on yourself. You can't just feel like shame around that. You can't just, you know, feel like you were a burden or anything like that around the fact that things had happened to you and you just didn't know how to respond in
Yeah.
that specific, you know, phase of your life. But what about you? What has it been for you learning to take accountability and still be kind to yourself?
That shit's been hard, I feel like. I used to think accountability meant I had to beat myself up. Like if I messed up, I had to feel really bad about it, you know, because To me, mistakes were like the end of the world. But now I'm learning I could take accountability and still be kind to myself. Like remind myself like, yeah, I fucked up. I know I fucked up. I take accountability, but I'm still human and I'm still learning, and that's okay.
When you isolate, do you feel like it's more to protect your peace or because you just don't want to deal with people?
I honestly don't want to deal with shit. And everything just feels too much. And it's not just like people, it's my thoughts, it's the noise that's going on around me. And I feel like yeah, I am protecting my peace a little bit, but también I feel like it's me just not trying to snap at people or crash out, you know?
Yeah. How did you even start to learn how to express your emotions as an adult?
I mean, I think we're still learning, you know? I realized if I don't say how I feel, it comes out either way. Like truly realize that if you don't speak up right now, it's still gonna come back up, but it's just gonna be 10 times that stronger, you know? And that usually turns out to like shutting down or getting irritated or pulling away. But now I really try to say what I feel, even if it's messy or even if it's short, even if it's just telling myself like, hey, like you're overwhelmed right now or something feels off, you know, really acknowledge what you feel, even if that's all you could do at the moment, is just be like, I'm overwhelmed,
Yeah.
you know? How did you even start learning how to express your emotions as an adult?
Well, I'm kind of in the process of this experience
Mm-hmm.
of me learning how to express my emotions as an adult. I feel like I've always kind of expressed myself in one way or another, but I think I have to be clear with what I want and need from others as well and for
Yeah.
myself. Um, so yeah, I'm just learning how to express my emotions as an adult. What's something about yourself that you've been understanding more lately?
I think honestly something I've been understanding about myself lately, and let's add, try not to judge myself also for it, is that I feel way deeper than I thought. And I used to think that was a bad thing, you know, like a weak thing to feel. And now I'm like, nah, like that's just who and how I am, you know? And I just need to learn to handle it better instead of pretending that I don't feel.
Yeah.
What about you? What's something about yourself you've been understanding more lately?
I feel like for me would be like my self-worth.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm back at it again of where like I feel like I'm worthy of,
Yeah.
you know? And before I would have to like it was probably like obviously something that was put on upon me and I just kind of learned and just kind of lived off of that, but I felt like I had to shrink myself so that people wouldn't feel uncomfortable. And that's like with conversations, that's with like what could have been friendships before and stuff. It was always I've always wanted to see like better for others, but it was also
Hmm.
like the only way I knew how to make you feel more comfortable was putting you first and me last. You know,
Yeah.
and that's just the way that I, you know, um, was, I guess. So yeah, it's like understanding that I'm worth more than I thought I was just because I was absorbing other people's opinions and other like the way that I was being perceived by others.
Yeah.
When you're fact, like I shouldn't. And I'm learning that I don't really give a fuck of how you perceive me. Yeah, just giving myself grace and being more understanding that I'm human and I'm just a
Yeah.
girl in her 20s.
I'm just a
You know,
girl.
I'm just a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's it. I'm just a girl. um Do you believe in energy shifts like evil eye, envy, or people's energy?
100%. Yeah, I do. I do.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I can feel when something's off, even if no one says anything. I think truly because I'm a very empathetic person and, I like depth and not fake. And I've learned that not everything is evil eye, but trust me when I say that not everyone has good intentions for you either. And learn to trust the vibes, Like, just remember, energy doesn't lie.
Yeah.
Energy does not lie. How do you protect your energy without completely shutting down?
I think it's based off like where I'm at and the conversation we're having.
Mm-hmm.
I will shut down on people like if you're being mean to me in a more like passive aggressive way.
Yeah.
Um, like I'll stay quiet if I know you're gonna manipulate me. What
Yeah.
about you? How do you protect your energy without completely shutting people off?
I think I'm still trying to figure that out. Um, because my first instinct is to shut down. But I'm learning it's all about boundaries and not giving everyone full access to me.
Hmm. What does meeting yourself where you're at actually looks like for you?
Fuck. Um, I think not forcing myself to be okay when I'm not. Like if I'm having a bad day, I let it be at that. Like stop pretending. Just be real with yourself for once and truly just meet yourself where you're at. If you're having a bad day, you're having a bad day. Take it slow.
And I really like that
Yeah.
because I feel like for me, after, like the passing of a friend, I felt like I wasn't meeting myself where I was
Mm-hmm.
because I couldn't talk. Like as of right now, like I'll probably start crying if I go like deeper into it. But like I couldn't be sad because I owned a business and I couldn't take my clients like that because I don't know. I just personally feel like I would have. I don't know, like more like not be able to handle. If somebody were to ask me or like how do I go about that. So I had to perform the act of me being overly nice, and obviously that fucked with me.
Yeah.
So I feel like now where I'm at, like I don't have to force a smile no more. I don't do that no more. I try not to. Like I'm very like polite, like I'm very kind, but I'm not as nice as I used to be,
No, yeah.
and that's what I needed. Like I didn't need to be nice all the time, like I could be angry if I had to, like on my own. Like
Yeah.
I don't put my anger on other people because I know how it feels when somebody else does that to me, and I don't ever want anybody else to feel like I hurt them,
Yeah.
And it's just, I guess, just me.
Yeah. What does being softer with yourself look like lately?
Slowing down
Yes.
in every aspect of my life, in my mind, in the way I do things, in how I clean, on how I wax, when I read, when I'm working on my business. Like I take my time now, even though like to somebody else it might look like I'm doing it like pretty quickly, but it's just I'm doing it 5 times slower than I was before, especially if like I wanted to come out good and I put like more love and intention to it. And before it was just like I was in my head, like I was like deep, 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 deep in my head that I was seeing my life through like, how do you say it? Like I was seeing my life through like a little hole. Like I was so deep in my head, but I was here.
Mm-hmm.
I was living. I was breathing. I was talking to friends and everything, but I was so deep, deep in my head that I didn't realize how far in I was. And now, like I see my life through like where I'm at, like
Yeah.
how you're supposed to see it, I guess. Like I'm here now. I'm here.
I'm ready to live.
I'm ready to
I'm ready to
live.
experience it.
Like, thanks
And,
for waking me up another day, like.
that, yeah, we are like, me, I'm almost in my 30s, but but I realized it now, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't imagine not finding this and then being angry my whole life. I don't want to be angry no more, guys, unless you piss me the fuck off. But other than that,
You don't want to carry that.
I don't.
Like it's so heavy.
Yeah.
What's been weighing on you lately that you haven't really said out loud?
I think telling myself that resting doesn't make me lazy. Hashtag Capricorn, a hashtag hard worker, and reminding myself that struggling doesn't make me any less. I'm still worthy, you know? Even if
Yeah.
I'm not doing shit. But yeah, my worth isn't tied to the shit I do, you know? Or the
Yeah.
shit I've accomplished or yeah. What about you? Like what's been weighing on you lately that you haven't really said out loud?
I feel like I'm really sad,
Yeah.
but I've been numbing it. And I don't want to do that no more. So that's been weighing on me. And I have to go to therapy.
I think we all gotta go to fucking therapy.
I feel like emotions aren't something you fix. It's something you learn how to sit with.
Yeah, and that shit takes time.
So wherever you're at right now, just meet yourself there.
And be a little kinder to yourself. This is Luna Negra Talks.
Bye.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Dude. Okay.
It's because you're adding air.